Good evening. We and Happy New Year. I don't think we've been here since we've been here since it's been a New Year. I'm just okay. Well, Happy New Year to everybody. Then and him saying, right. You know, this time of the year falls, it all kind of comes together. But I was certainly got to commend our guys for really the defensive effort. I thought it was just outstanding defensively. You know, we did some good things. We shared the basketball. We took care of the basketball the right way, and we certainly needed to because we didn't. They just dominated the boards on us. So I know that Coach Ollie is an outstanding coach. You know, and I've just been impressed with how his teams have competed with such a short bench. And but we're in the same sort of situation. We just don't have 6'11", 7 feet, 6'10" to come off the bench yet. But and that's where we really are struggling right now is our length and our rebounding, especially inside. But we need to get our guards on the floor. We probably should have played our bench a little bit more in the second half, but it is what it is. Any questions?
Coach, just extending that idea of how big, how long they are, that had to concern you coming into the game. What was the game plan to combat their size? And clearly, your guys must have implemented the plan.
Well, it was to push it. You know, that's when we look down here with 22. You know, we really got out in transition. We got 19 fast break points, so we wanted to extend our defense, which I thought we did a good job of. Because when we were scoring, so we could extend our defense. I thought even though they had size, we probably we still wanted to attack inside and play inside out. But they did a good job. I mean, they had the great game plan. They backed off us, said, okay, beat us with the three, and we tried, and that's not our game. So, but our job, we wanted to just extend our defense, make their big men run the floor. And I thought and take care of the ball. Just what we did is what we were trying to do. And get back to passing the ball and sharing the basketball the right way.
You guys are now 15 games in, 11-4, 2 games in the conference play at 1-1. As you go farther into the conference season, what are some of the things that you still think you guys need to work on?
Pretty obvious. We better learn to rebound the ball. I don't think I've had a team get beat by 21 on the boards and still win. That's just unheard of. So, but again, we did the other things well, like forced turnovers. We had 11 steals. I mean, and that's how we have to play, because there is size in this league, and that's something that we have to continue to recruit size, and I think. I don't know what, so the things we need to work on I think our shot selection was a concern earlier on in the game. We took some quick shots because they were open, but again, that's what that's what UCONN was saying. Okay, go ahead and shoot that three, and we'll see if you can make it. But again, we ended up shooting 31% for the game. But I'm still worried about our ability to knock down the outside shot. That's where a guy like UCONN and Craig made some shots tonight. That helped a lot. So those are things you need to work on.
Coach, Jamario played one of his better games today, but he ran into foul trouble again and again. What can he do to reduce those fouls?
Well, he's a battler. He's a tough kid to give away the type of size and the bulk that he gives away. He hits the floor more than anybody because he's getting hit and bumped. But his back is still. You can see he's running with he's got that jacket on, flak jacket on, and that kind of protects his back and his ribs. And I knew he just didn't have he was jumping okay and shoot around, but once they start hitting him and putting the body on him, it's a little tough for him. And what's your question? I'm sorry, going back, Jermaine.
Reducing his fouls.
Well, we tried to get him out early, and we did. We put Craig in early for him because he, that's a concern for us. And He's a guy we have to have in there probably at the end because he's probably our best defender. I was afraid that was his 5th foul that on that call at the other end, but it was on Diedrich, I think. I don't know. We try to give him help inside. I think if he can just hold his ground, but it's hard to hold your ground when you're 30 and 40 pounds lighter than most people. And so they got to, and that's why I was telling the official, that's dislodging him. That's a point of emphasis. Don't let him push my guy back. And he does a good job. He took a couple charges in the last game. Guy tried to push him down. He's going to have to learn to hit the floor, but he's got the bad back. So, but he will hit. That's one thing he has. He has that heart and that willingness to step in there and try to take a charge or take a charge. He did it tonight twice, I think. He didn't get the call on one, but he'll try.
Coach, how encouraged were you? You go into halftime, you've built up a little lead, and you come out of halftime and have about a 5 or 10 minute stretch there where you look as good as you could. Like, how encouraged were you that your guys kind of extended the lead there early in the second half?
Well, they were focused. I knew we were ready to play, and we've had good practices. We've had some intense practices over the last couple of days to try to create the game type intensity. So we really have been trying to give guys a lot of rest as well. But we had a lot of time. We had, 6 days off, 5 or 6 days since we played last. But we always sum at halftime. The most insignificant score in sports is a halftime score. So don't even look at the clock. Let's concentrate on giving the same effort, or even you almost have to raise your level of intensity because the teams behind going to come out and play harder. So you have to play harder. You have to match their intensity, and that's what we're able to do. We made some shots, I think, to start the second half, and that gave us an opportunity to extend our defense some and press some. That it? All right.
Jalen Adams came in tonight averaging 17 points per game, and tonight your defense held him to 6. What steps did y'all take to stop him tonight? Well,
Jeremiah is one of the better defenders, I think, that I've coached, especially on-ball defense, and his reaction. He was cramping up there at the end, but his length, I think, bothered Adams some. I think his making him have to put it on the floor and shoot over was huge, and there's just a constant pressure. I think the full court pressure probably wore him down some.
Coach, I thought this was one of the best performances with your guards and the entry pass they were making to Diedrich, who I thought was very demonstrative in the post. Yeah. Is that something that you guys are working on in practice? Get him the ball, let him pass out of the double team and shoot when he's single team? Yeah, absolutely. We know that he's going to draw the double team, and he had 6 assists. He had 8 assists in the last game, and so he's a willing passer. Those are things we work on a daily basis. Just feeding the post. We think that's where we have an advantage, especially a guy that can go inside, outside, and he has the basketball and intelligence to be able to know when to roll, and I like to see him. He was trying to back the guy up something. I know he's doing. He said, "Coach, I was trying to read the double team." So sometimes I like to see him just face up a little more on the entry and rip it through. But they say, it's hard to rip it through when you got 2 guys around you. So it's something we work on a regular basis. We double team and trap the post anyway, so he gets a lot of practice in practice. Well, that's our defense. Okay, thank you.